Hello everyone, this is Carly at Crafting with Class, and today I have a Father's Day card for PaPa, which is my son's grandfather, for Father's Day. Here's a card that I'm sharing with you today, and I thought it came out cute. So here are the supplies that I used for my card. So I'm using the Dad+Me stamp set and coordinating dies from Fawn, and I'm also going to be using the Woodgrain backdrops for the background of the card. And I'm also using this mirror image stamp that I've had forever and a day because I want a mirror image of the little bear so that I can have two bears, little bears facing different ways. Okay, so let's get started. So first I stamped the big bear, the little bear, and now I'm using the mirror image stamp to stamp the little bear looking to the right. And it wasn't a perfect image, but I'm going to try it again later. Now I'm stamping a whole bunch of fish because I didn't know how many I was going to use, and I'm also stamping Grandpa's hat. And now I'm going to try the mirror image again. I'm using VersaFine Onyx, and this worked a little bit better. You can see it's a little darker, but I smushed it because you really should just press down on it and not smush it around, and I think that will definitely help. Now the VersaFine isn't Copic friendly, but no fear. Fear not, because I'm going to use the multi-liner on top and hopefully that'll help. So now I'm getting ready to stamp the lake. So I'm going to be putting that onto my mount, and I'm going to use Brilliant Blue ink so that it's a really crisp blue water. Next, I'm going to take my aqua brush and kind of fill in those white areas so that they're light blue and not just stark white. And later on I figured I should have used my Wink of Stella or my Spectrum Noir pen, and so later on I'll do that. Okay, so now I'm using the multi-liner to go over those lines for the little bear, and this is where I messed up because I went too heavy on the right side of his face, so I gave him like a 5 o'clock shadow, which I didn't want. So I went over the second bear that I did with the VersaFine, and I tried to be a little more careful, and I went over all the images with the Copic multi-liner so they all have the same width of the line. And then I went over the little fish so he looks like all his little friends. Okay, so now I'm going to color, and it's not very good, so here's a little music to distract you from being off the frame. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to die cut all the images with the coordinating dies. And now I put all my little parts that are die cut onto a press and seal, little piece of press and seal, so it kind of holds them while I put my Spectrum Noir glitter on it. And now I'm going to work on the background. So I'm using Distress Inks in Mowed Lawn to create the bottom grassy part, and then I'm using Tumbled Glass and then Faded Jeans for the sky, and I'm just using a little bit of Faded Jeans for the top. Now I'm using Ground Espresso for the ground, and now I have, as you can see on the press and seal, all my pieces, and I'm kind of arranging it to see that I like where everything's going to go. I'm going to use my Misty to make sure that everything or the greeting is stamped well, so I'm inking it up and I'm stamping my card. Now I just added the little hat to PaPa Bear. Now I'm going to do a little surgery and cut along Papa's snout so I can stick a little fish in there so it looks like he's got it in his mouth, because he's an avid and amazing fisherman, or fisher bear. And so now I'm going to put my card together. So I use some tape runner to put down the little lake, and then I'm using the Zots Bling little dots to adhere the little fish. I'm not pressing it down yet because I'm not sure if I want Papa Bear to be on top of the fish or have the fish in front of him. So I'm just kind of laying it out until I figure out what I want to do. But I am putting some foam adhesive behind him and the two little cubs. And then I have the little fish beneath them and a little in front of them. Next, I'm going to work on my panel that goes behind the front panel, and so I'm using the wood grain backdrop with the Versamark. So I'm just going to make an impression of the same color as the paper using the Versamark pad. So I'm inking it up and then pressing it down using the Misty tool, and there's the impression there. And then I'm going to flip my paper over and then do the same thing on the other side. And then that will take care of the bottom part of that panel. So now I'm going to take and adhere the top panel to the wood grain. Now I was thinking that it needed something because it was kind of plain, so I ended up die cutting these little cattails. I think that's what they're called. And so I'm kind of placing them and putting some quickie glue pen and then adhering them to the panel where I feel like it's a little bit too much empty space and it needs a little something there. So now I'm adhering the tops of those little cattails. I hope that's what they're called. I'm not sure. English is my third language, so sometimes I'm not sure. So they're kind of like little hot dogs. I'm not sure if I've ever even really seen one in real life. I'm very much a city girl. So there they are. And I think that really helps balance out the picture a little bit better. Now I have a few little elements left over, and I'm going to use them on the inside of my card. So now it's time to use my ATG gun and adhere it to the top panel. And then I'm going to take that panel and I'm going to create my card base, and this is Neenah Desert Storm cardstock, and so I'm just going to adhere that top panel to the card base. And they're both the same Desert Storm. Okay, so now I'm going to use a white panel for the inside, and I'm masking off the sides because I wanted to stamp that little lake inside, and of course I didn't think about doing it before I adhered it down, so that's why I had to mask it off. So I'm stamping the little lake, and I'm going to take my Spectrum Noir pen again and just kind of give it some glittery water sparkle. Now I'm removing the tape, and then I'm adhering a little fish on there, and then the remaining little reed. And now I am preparing my sentiment that reads, "You are officially awesome." I think that's what it says. So I am using my favorite things. No, I'm using Memento. So there it is. You're officially awesome. And that is the card for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I thank you so much for stopping by my channel, and I will see you next time. Have a lovely crafternoon. Bye.